2K Sports pregame show.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my partners, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, the results have been excellent for them over the first half of the season. And it has to be said, they're not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. And some of the best guards in the league facing off tonight, different skill sets, different styles. Kenny, if you had to build a guard from scratch, what are some of the characteristics you'd look for?
Oh, no question. I'd take the shooting touch of Steph Curry. I'd take the
He makes it look
effortless. I'd take the toughness of Russell Westbrook. I'd take the basketball savvy of Chris Paul. And I'd throw
You take the defense of...
I'll take the defense of Tony Allen and throw it all together. You wouldn't put that together, Shaq? That's making you tired and sleepy? Wake up!
Is this boring you?
I would want toughness. You have to be able to switch on to certain players, the bigger players, and I would like the leadership.
And give me the size of Michael Carter-Williams at the point.
The size of Michael Carter. How about the size of Magic Johnson?
No, that's a little bit too big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because later on in his career.
Huh?
Wake up, man.
What happened?
Leadership.
Oh, sorry.
And I'll take the ability not to go to sleep like Shaq.
Well, if you answer the question.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And a stirring rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the terrific Linda Lynn, getting us ready for NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. It's the home of the Rockets as we are live from Houston, Texas. And, of course, Trevor Ariza. This will be their second game without him.
Yeah, no question that it's a risky deal to make because it's the kind of move that can turn a team's fan base against the front office. But trading one of the most popular players on the team is always risky no matter what you get in return.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, you know, sometimes it can be a problem when you have as much talent as the Timberwolves do on their team. And it's a lot of offensive talent as well. So are there enough touches for everybody? Now, Karl Anthony Towns says yes. He says, no matter what, we are all going to eat. There is enough food on the table for all of us. Kevin, this is always a problem for you, but we're going to let you eat first.
All right, D.A., not a problem. I ordered more than enough for all of us. And a good-looking matchup in the backcourt tonight. Doris, you were somewhat of a pure point guard yourself in college basketball. Do you feel there's a lot less separation these days between the point guard and the off guard?
Well, we've talked about this on any number of occasions, Kevin, the positionless basketball that we seem to be trending toward. And certainly the one guard position in this day and age needs to be a scoring position. I think you've got to be a threat regardless of the position you play. So I would say, yes, it's accurate to a certain degree.
That means a lot coming from a person that played so well. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. And it's Wiggins in at the small forward position.
That's all about the positioning right there. Doesn't let anybody beat him to the spot before he can get the follow-up.
Paul against T. Here's Towns. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Capella. Here's Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Harden's got his first 2 points of the night.
And you got to enjoy watching Harden down low, doing whatever he wants in the paint.
Wiggins outside. Towns the screen. Butler kicks to Towns. 6 to shoot. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. It's Harden.
Oh. Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
And that last replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleashed chaos moment. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Towns kicks to Wiggins. Sinks the triple.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
The Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Harden against Butler. Harden outside. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Anthony's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, that makes them 4 out of 5 to start this thing. They're finding very good shots early on.
Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
Teague against Paul. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Harden kicks to Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Harden. Fires for 3.
You really appreciate the relentlessness of Jimmy Butler. This guy is one of the elite wing defenders in the league.
Here's Wiggins. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Anderson kicks to Paul. Back to Anderson. Gibson with the steal. And now it's Teague running. He can go all the way. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Well, you have to love how hard Jeff Teague is playing on the defensive end. Uses those fast hands to swipe away at the basketball.
Harden outside. Over to the left wing. And here's Anderson from the arc. Minnesota with the rebound. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
No doubt. I mean, they played to their strengths, and that's what helped them get this road win. I loved how they played for each other.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Great focus by Wiggins in the face of some pretty good defense.
And here is Anthony. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Now here's Paul. Over Teague. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Paul's got his first basket of the night.
Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
And that's going to be a treble. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Rockets.
And you can see how big a role the 3-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
Screen by Capella. Harden dishes to Anthony. Paul against T. And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
The Timberwolves trail. from 12 feet out. The rebound by Anderson. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And stolen by Wiggins. The dish now to Teague. Towns a screen on Harden. Teague the pass to Towns. That's good, and so Teague with the assists. Towns has got his second bucket.
How about the skill level of Anthony Towns? I'll tell you what, the touch inside, it's a joke how good he is.
Anthony kicks to Capella. The shot, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Rockets team.
Yeah, and a 4-game season series between these two. Both will be looking to set the tone tonight.
We know whichever team makes the best adjustments on the fly will have the best chance of emerging victorious in this first meeting.
Here's Anthony following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Back to Harden. 5 to shoot. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
And the Rockets making a change here. Nene is checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Rose is checked in. That free throw good from Harden. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Anderson wide open. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. And the Rockets lead by 4.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Harden against Rose. To the middle. It's rebounded by Houston. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
That's short off the rim. Houston leading by 4. Anthony dishes to Paul. Back to Anthony. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, it's kind of cool looking back at the career Carmelo Anthony has enjoyed. He helps his college team to their first ever title. He's a 10-time All-Star in the NBA. And the list just keeps on going for Melo. It's awesome.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And Doris, everyone's going to want Melo to deliver and win a title, but he's done so much and won at so many different levels, he shouldn't have anything else left to prove.
No, I couldn't agree more, Kev. He's a proven scorer at the NBA level. He's got multiple golds in international play. And Melo just one of 3 guys to score 10,000 points with 2 different teams. Elvin Hayes and Kareem are the only 2 others.
Hey, Doris, with all the switching on defense, it seems like everyone has to be able to guard both inside and on the perimeter. Do you see us becoming even more of a positionless league?
You know, this is a fascinating aspect to me because you focus on a player like Draymond Green, who coming out of Michigan State was considered a tweener, somebody who was neither a guard nor a forward and didn't have the requisite skill set to be effective in the NBA. but there is true value to players, be it at the small forward, the power forward, or the center position. Because the league is such a heavy pick and roll, because the floor is so spread, Kevin, the guys who have the kind of lateral mobility and the basketball IQ to switch onto smaller players and stay in front and contest shots, they're crucial. For right now, this is the trend, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon.
Now here's Nene. Another miss by Houston.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Jones. At the top of the key, Jang. Trying to find Jones. He gets it to him. Misses in close.
That's just superb interior defense, not allowing him a free run to the rim.
Here's Tucker. The rebound by Patton.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
Here is Tolliver, covered by Anthony. There's Rose with the three, kept alive. Patton. Jang, the pass to Rose. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
A moment here to see the numbers for Anthony. He's averaging 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
No good on that one. And Derrick Rose, a free agent this last offseason, didn't get the contract that he might have been hoping for, but most teams' doors shied away from giving sizable contracts to a player with his type of injury history.
Well, for Derrick Rose, I think a number of teams have an interest in him, just not at the same price he once commanded. Still beloved in terms of the fans because he's top 15 in jersey sales.
And Doris, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves debuted their rebrand plans for this season.
Well, it was the right time, I think, to keep the logo fresh, and the team did a great job. You feel as if this will be the constant look for what is a new era in Minnesota basketball.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And Patton gets it to go.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Carter Williams kicks to Gordon. On the wing, Green. Nene, the screen. The drive by Green. Oh, that's blocked. Jones dishes to Tolliver. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Carter Williams kicks to Green. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first. Here's Carter Williams. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
We've got 1:13 left here in the opening quarter. Now here's Rose. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Orlando. And Rose throws it down.
Well, that's one of Derrick Rose's specialties, finishing at the rim. Go ahead and flex those muscles, D. Rose.
Carter Williams kicks to Gordon. They set the screen. Green, the pass to Tucker. They swipe it. Jones against Carter Williams. Jones dishes to Rose. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And for Derrick Rose, listen, he proved last season that he can still be an impact player on the offensive end. The guy averaged 18 points a game, his most since he missed all of the 2013 season. He's confident with the ball in his hand. He's a consistent source of scoring.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Rose in his offense, he isn't the same player he was, Doris, before his injuries, but he has adjusted his offensive game quite nicely in what he can now do.
Right, because Rose has started to play a lot closer to the rim the last few seasons, and that's helped his scoring efficiency. He doesn't take near the volume of three-pointers he once did.
And both free throws good for Rose.
Well, an interesting thing about Derrick Rose, right? Over his career, he's been an up-and-down jump shooter, but he's been remarkably consistent from the free throw line.
Now here's Carter Williams. He had 10 points in the win against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Houston shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Free throw good, Nene.
Well, just unbelievable mobility for a player his size. And I don't know if it's the soccer background, growing up in Brazil. Nene can really move his feet.
And so Nene nails both of them. And the Timberwolves with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Jones drives in, and that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now Green, 17 points for him last game against the Clippers. And Nene has it in the corner. Green kicks it to Tucker. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
I know he's not the most efficient long-range shooter, but Tucker hits enough of those to space out the defense.
And so the first quarter is in the books. The Timberwolves on top. They finish off the first quarter with a massive 16-7 run. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
You love that they're making the offense work, right? Making every single thing they try to do hard.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Anthony Tolliver out there with Patton. Then it's Rose. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Jones in at the 1. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 7 points for Rose.
Well, absolutely fearless. And this is one thing you can say about Derrick Rose. He's never had trouble converting in the painted area.
Capella, the pass to Green. Capella with a screen on Rose. Green kicks to Capella. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Jones. And now a 4-point Timberwolves lead. The Rockets shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Carter Williams dishes to Tucker. Carter Williams against Jones. Shoots from 12. And Michael Carter Williams again. Carter Williams has got 6 here in this quarter.
I tell you, get the feeling he's only going to get better as this game wears on. That first quarter was good. His second quarter has been great.
Jang with the screen for Rose. Over Green, and again, it's Derrick Rose. Rose has got 11 points.
Well, we're accustomed to seeing this kind of selfless play from Gorgui Zhang. Sets his teammate with a beautiful screen.
Nene, the screen, and Tucker kicks to Capella, and some nice passing there by Houston. Green passes to Nene. Just 5 on the clock. Screen by Capella. They kick it out to Green. Fires from deep. Tucker dishes to Capella. Outside, Green. Carter Williams with it. Jones covering. Another shot. The rebound by Patton. Patton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Rose in the post, headed by Green. Great D that time from Green. Here's Carter Williams. The rebound by Patton. Patton's got 5 rebounds tonight. Green against Rose. There's the screen. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Of course, I didn't know this. You grew up the youngest of 8 children. In what way, if any, did that help you develop the competitive edge you've been known for throughout your terrific career?
You know, I had 4 older brothers, and we played sports my entire life. I picked up the game of basketball at 7, and if you didn't have a little toughness with 4 brothers trying to compete against them, you were going to be in some trouble. So this game has been absolutely great to me.
And I'm sure you remember the first time you picked up a basketball and dribbled a basketball.
No question about it, Kevin. 7 years old, running through some hedges like I was coming out of a locker room. It was special.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Nene. James Harden comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Chris Paul subbed in for Carter Williams. And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. 2 great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense. And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
The feed to Towns. Goes up on the wing. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And it's 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Rockets trail by 5. Paul outside. Pass to Harden. Capella kicks to Green. And there's the pass to Anderson. He doesn't hit that one. Great D that time from Gibson. Wiggins left side. It's stolen by Capella. Over Gibson. 11 feet out and he hits it. Capella's got his second bucket of the night. Minnesota leading by 3. Towns the screen. Well, they're passing to Towns. A baseline J, but he recovers it. No good that time, and Houston the other way now. Green inside, covered by Wiggins, and the dunk by Capella.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Outside Rose. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Boy, so fluid with the ball in his hands. Town capable of driving it right at you.
Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Harden. Green dishes to Paul. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
And I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
And the rejection by Harden. Rose against Paul. Rose kicks to Towns. Back to Rose. 4 on the clock. Over Paul. Rose can't hit. Rockets trail by 3. Here's Green. Tries again. Here's Capella. Here's a quick shot. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Gerald Green. Minnesota also with the sub. Teague, he's checked in for Rose. And Paul gets it to go in.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Down low, Towns, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Paul passes to Harden. There's a screen. Feeds it to Anderson. Paul with the 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got 8 rebounds in this game. Wiggins left side. The Rockets pull it in. Anthony's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field. If they think they can give him that shot and get away with it, think again, gentlemen.
Towns, the screen. Teague dishes to Towns. Over Anderson. Misses off the left iron.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
And Anthony gets it to go.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Passes it to Butler. Gibson the screen to stop the run. They get it back. Here's Towns. Banked in off the glass. Towns has got 8 points here in this quarter.
I'd say that's good defense, just better offense, and not many people can match up with Karl Anthony Towns.
Anderson the screen. Shot by Gordon, wide open. His 3-pointers off the mark. Timberwolves trail. Butler with the ball, and it's Gordon picking him up. Kicks to Gibson. He feeds it to Teague. Towns sets the pick for Butler. That doesn't go either for Butler. Houston's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Anderson the screen. And here's Anthony from the arc. Again, the miss by Anthony.
Boy, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
And it's good for 2.
You know, this kind of scoring performance is going to have defenses reacting to Towns the way they did to Anthony Davis.
Harden kicks to Anderson. They set the pick. Harden up top, covered by Wiggins, and count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And you gotta like how they're working the ball inside this quarter. They were struggling to do that earlier. Now they're showing the focus to take the ball inside.
For Houston, they have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Anderson, and it's P.J. Tucker in for Paul. Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota.
One shot.
Free throw drops for Harden.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
Here's Towns. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 3rd assist on the night. Harden with it. 20 points for him last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Nene, the pass to Gordon. The Rockets again can't hit. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years? No less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Well, terrific size at the power forward position, and Nene is going to overpower a lot of defenders.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Outside Butler. Dishes it to Towns. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by Tucker.
They're not going to get away with many mistakes like that on the defensive end. You got to get out on him right there.
Anthony in the corner. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Here's Butler. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
I'll tell you, you better protect the basketball around Jimmy Butler. The anticipation skills, he'll pick it clean from you.
Harden kicks to Gordon. Oh, good with the triple.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Butler sets a screen for Teague. Towns a screen on Harden. Here's Wiggins. Jang.
You can never discount the range and the wingspan that Melo brings. He can bother a lot of shots.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Andrew, the energy and effort were apparent throughout that first half. How were you able to do it?
We had a good practice, you know, working hard, really putting things together. Keep doing that and come out with a W.
Hey, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He had 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
And, Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Hold on, Ernie. Hey, you, whatever your number is, stop shooting the 3. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell him stop shooting the 3. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the 3rd. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And how about that? Already through 2 quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
I'll tell you, he took over the game in that first half, Greg. They really have got to find a way to slow this guy down.
The Rockets trail. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Capella dishes to Paul. Rocket 6. In the corner, Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's 13 points for James Harden.
And with Harden, it's pick your poison. Not only a tenacious penetrator, but also a consistent threat from 3-point.
Left side, Gibson over Anthony. No good from Gibson.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
What a great job contesting without fouling. Exactly how you want to defend the mid-range shot.
And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. That's good from Capella. Doris, you've interviewed so many great players and coaches. What are some of the key personality traits that stars seem to share?
Yeah, I would say it's probably like somebody who's either a lawyer or a doctor, right? They're always A-type personalities. They're competitive. They're perfectionists. They have great capacity for work. I don't think you make it to the NBA unless you're incredibly committed.
Well said. They set the pick. Pass to Anthony. Harden outside. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
T kicks to Towns. And here's Wiggins. 10 points for him. Can they get it? And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But, Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're in prove how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
The free throw drops for Towns.
You know, funny thing is, in his only season at the University of Kentucky, he didn't start. And yet Karl Anthony Towns becomes the #1 pick in the draft. So unusual.
And Towns drops them both.
Boy, when you watch Cat play out there, you can forget exactly how young he is. The poise and manner of a 10-year vet, and very aware of what is happening on the court.
Harden. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 5 assists in the game.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
T kicks to Buck. Gibson the screen. Here's Towns. Another miss by Towns. And while Towns does play beyond his years, he is definitely young, to the point where he was actually younger than every member of both starting fives, Doris, in the national championship game last season in college basketball.
I think it's got to be a scary thought for the league that Cat is still years away from what should be his prime. It's rare to see a player so young have such great court awareness. And I think that's the thing that separates good players from great players.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. From the wing, it's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Wiggins.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Screen by Capella. Wiggins against Anthony to the wing on the left. A 3 from Anderson. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Teague the pass to Towns. Wiggins against Anthony. Here's Towns. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Towns has got 20 points.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
Capella with a screen on Butler. Harden kicks to Paul. Back to Harden. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Over Wiggins. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one. You have to love the tenacity, but also the awareness to make sure he came away with that ball.
Wiggins against Anthony. Harden draws the double. Paul for three. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense.
Harden kicks to Anthony. He dishes it to Capella. There's the pick. Harden draws the double. Just 5 on the clock. Another miss by Houston. Timberwolves trail by 5. Wiggins from outside. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Well, Taj Gibson has built his NBA game on his ability to rebound the basketball consistently. What a great nose for it he has.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Well, with Taj Gibson on the court, you know you're going to get great energy and intensity, and you're going to get it at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, there's no question. The fervor that Gibson plays with on the defensive end, to me, rubs off on his teammates. He never takes a play off. He works endlessly to make life tough for his assignment. This guy is underrated as a defensive force in the NBA.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Green comes in for Anthony, and it's Carter Williams in for James Harden. Here's Carter Williams. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 5 assists tonight.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Jones kicks to Rose. To the middle. And Capella sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Jang, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. Here's Jang. Rockets with the rebound. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Carter Williams dishes to Anderson. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 on the game.
Well, Rose with energy and effort can still beat you in transition.
Anderson the screen. Here's the screen. It's tipped. Paul kicks to Anderson. Shot clock at 5. Paul passes to Anderson. With the putback, and Paul stays with it. Paul's got 9 points.
I tell you, they better work out harder on the defensive end to box him out. He's going to live on those second chances.
Here's Rose. He's got 15. He kicks it to Jones. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Jang a screen. Rose against Green. Rose dishes to Jang. Shot clock at 6. The feed to Carter Williams. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And now a 7-point Houston lead.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
Jones kicks to Zhang. The dish to Rose. Shoots from 14. Here's Patton, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Patton's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I'll tell you, if you don't box out well, expect to get burned. You can't afford to give them second chance opportunities.
Carter Williams, the pass to Anderson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
It's his first trip to the line. And he makes the first. Houston making some changes. Nene comes in for Clint Capella, and Eric Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. And both free throws good for Anderson.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Rose in the post. He's against Gordon. Rose, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Well, that's just stellar interior defense. You can't ask for anything more than that.
Jones against Carter Williams. Back to Anderson. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Anderson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Anderson. And you see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Towns.
And this is the kind of performance that everyone talks about seeing in person. The way he's attacked the defense with no hesitation. The tough shots he's taken and made, just a masterpiece. When he gets it going, he can put up some big numbers.
Zhang, a screen. Rose kicks to Zhang. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Zhang's got his first points of the game. Pass to Green. Jones dishes to Rose. Elbow shot is on the way. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
And great elevation on that shot from Rose. When his jumper is falling, he becomes a nightmare to defend.
Gordon goes in. Here's Tucker. No good on the 3. Timberwolves trail by 6. Outside Rose. And Jones has it in the corner. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 6. Lets it fly from 18. But he stays with it.
Oh, tough play underneath there to give them another possession. Just what they were hoping for. A little more time off the clock.
Jones with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. A second chance effort. Can't hit that one. Some solid defense there by Nene. Rockets leading by 6. And the wide open shot from Green. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
There's a good screen. Rose against Gordon from 15 feet away. The putback, it's good on the putback. Zhang's got his second bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Carter Williams, the pass to Gordon. Jones against Carter Williams. A beautiful reverse layup. Carter Williams has got 14 points for the game. 1:33 left in the third. Outside Rose. The pass to Tolliver. It's stolen by Green. Eric Gordon on the wing. He's covered by Rose. And the rejection by Zhang.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gorgui Zhang does on the defensive end.
Wiggins is checked in for the Timberwolves. Nene kicks to Green. And the rejection by Zhang. Down low. Count it, and the Houston lead has been cut to just 7 on the basket from Patton. Patton's got 4 points in the quarter. Now here's Carter Williams. He's got 14. Green, the screen. Carter Williams dishes to Nene. 5 to shoot. Back to Carter Williams.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
Absolutely. You have to execute. No reason why they can't get a couple of chances at scores.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Gordon, the pass to Nene. And it's in off the backboard. He's got 6.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Jones against Carter Williams. Zhang, a screen. And they call an illegal screen here.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
Now Carter Williams. Gordon for 3. Drilled it right as the clock hit all zeros.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves of steel.
Woo! Got separation, lined it up perfectly, and put it right in their eye.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. Back to the action after this word. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Defensively, we got to do a better job. We got to shut the paint down. You got to challenge shots, and you got to finish.
Tom Thibodeau wanted to see some passion out there on defense as well as conversions on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, they're making some plays out there overall, but stopping shots and making shots, essential areas where he feels they have to improve.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. So on the floor for Minnesota, Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the 5 down low. Here's Harden. And he overshot that one, missing.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
The shot's good.
Well, this is where Butler loves to get to work. Just challenges the heart of this defense.
Harden kicks to Nene. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Nene. And the Rockets lead by 8.
Really good work in the painted area. You need to have the inside game working like that.
Teague dishes to Butler. Towns a screen on Harden. Butler kicks to Towns. Uncovered. That one bounces around and comes back out. Rockets leading by 8. Harden outside. Out to the right wing. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Teague against Gordon. Towns, the pass to Wiggins. Towns with it. Nene on him. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Now, this is a big physical guy himself, and Towns finds other teams trying to bump him off his game.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Towns. For the Rockets, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene, and Paul subbed in for Eric Gordon. Both shots good from the stripe.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Teague against Paul. Feeds it to Harden. Pass to Carmelo. Kicks to Tucker. Back to Anthony. 6 to shoot. And the rejection by Towns.
A terrific effort by Towns. Sticks with the play and sends it back.
The Rockets making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. T kicks to Wiggins. He feeds it to Butler. Inside, Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 26 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Harden with it. Anthony sets the pick for Harden. Outside Anthony. Capella dishes to Anthony. Capella, the pass to Paul. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Oh, my goodness. That is how to attack the rim. Don't give the defense time to react. That's beautiful.
T kicks to Gibson. Back to T. Gibson against Anderson. They set the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Butler. Unable to get that one. Good D by Harden. Houston leading by 6. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, averaging over a half-dozen free throw attempts a game for his career. I mean, Melo's so skilled at getting to the free throw line.
Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
He misses the free throw.
You know, mark of a great offensive player, gets to the free throw line a ton, and that's Carmelo Anthony right there amongst the career leaders in free throws made.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Got a piece of it and taken away by Paul. And here comes Harden leading the fast break. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, and really, since moving over to the point guard spot, Harden has been unstoppable. Just a nightly triple-double threat.
Free throw drops for Harden. And both free throws good for James Harden.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
T kicks to Towns. Dishes to Wiggins. Back to Towns. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, beautifully done by Towns, using the up fake to bait the defender.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Both good from the line that time.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Screen by Capella. Wiggins against Anthony. And it's Paul penetrating. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Towns a screen on Paul. T kicks to Wiggins. Pass to Towns. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. Over in the corner, Paul. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 6 assists now in the game. Timberwolves trail by 9. T kicks to Butler. He dishes it to Wiggins. Anthony with the block.
Oh, Melo just reading the play the right way, putting the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. Here's T. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Another miss by Minnesota.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
Teague against Paul. He kicks it to Anthony. From 13 feet, it goes down. Anthony's got the lead up to 11 now for Houston.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
And the Timberwolves call time here. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
And he's in a complete groove right now. I don't think they can stop him altogether, but they at least need to make him work a little harder than he has been.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I listened to Tom Thibodeau talking to his team during the break. He is not happy with the turnovers. He said, we have got to get some shots. It's as simple as that, guys. Play smart and value the basketball. We'll see if the message sunk in, Kevin.
Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent, Kev.
Good point. And he knocks down the first one. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
There's the feed to Paul. And here's Harden. Anderson the screen. Fires the 3. Again, the miss by Anthony.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
And Teague has it in the corner. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, and that's just Butler staying alert, right? He keeps his eyes up. He's willing to make the extra pass. This guy understands the game.
There's the dish to Capella. Anthony on the wing, covered by Wiggins.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Timberwolves trail by 8. Outside Teague to the inside. Here's Gibson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
And the first one drops.
Well, Taj Gibson is a pro's pro. The rugged power forward is known for his consistency. You can count on this guy game in and game out.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Houston leading by 7. Kicks it out to Paul. The 3. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Down low. Here's Gibson. Second shot opportunity. Anderson with the block. Anthony right side. Anderson outside. And some nice passing there by Houston. Harden inside the 3-point line. They get it back. Outside Anthony. Back to Capella. It's tipped. Towns with the steal. Butler passes to Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 32 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, his marksmanship has been unbelievable this quarter, and they're still down.
Harden against Butler. Harden, no good.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Butler dishes to Wiggins. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, we know Taj Gibson is not opposed to playing physical basketball. In that instance, he seeks contact and gets an opportunity.
Two shots.
And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line. Rockets leading by 3. Paul outside. Pass to Harden. Anderson the screen. Capella sets a screen for Anthony. That shot wide open. Anthony's got 8 points in the quarter.
Just so fluid on all his shots. No hesitation from Melo on the catch and shoot.
Towns a screen on Paul. T kicks to Towns. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got his 5th assist in this one.
He has certainly done his part this period. Just needs to get a little more help from his teammates.
Screen by Capella. Paul passes to Capella, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
Boy, a very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the flagrant. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays.
Yeah, the main thing here, though, guys, is just to make sure you get a 2-possession game now.
Teague against Paul. To the middle. Here's Harden. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Harden's got 24.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
Butler kicks to Wiggins. Over Anthony. And it's Wiggins missing.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Kept alive. The kick out to Anderson. Anthony on the wing. Harden outside. Second chance shot, and he makes the bucket. Drew contact and gets the whistle, too.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Throw good, James Harden. Timberwolves trail by 10. Teague dishes to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. Here's Wiggins, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Goes up at the stripe, and the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, you feel helpless as a defender because Melo is in such a zone. You can double team him, throw your best defender at him. It doesn't matter.
Teague against Paul. Gibson the screen. A three-pointer. Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing. Rockets leading by 12.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Rockets.
And they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the flow of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for James Harden.
Boy, his assist total to me is the most telling stat. This guy created, he made sharp passes, and the defense was always reacting to him.
Teague against Paul. Here's Wiggins, and the shot is long.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
So we see Houston taking the W here. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Mike, you seem to play with poise tonight, but also in attack mode. How do you strike that balance?
I'm just trying to push the ball up the floor, be active and get the guys going.
And you did it well tonight, Michael. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.